Hi children. Here today we are going to enter into the module 4, right? Already we discussed from the same chapter air. We completed 3 modules. Okay, in that modules what we discussed about the composition of the atmosphere and layers of the atmosphere and weather and climate, right? So in the previous module we discussed about the weather and climate and hot and temperature. Okay, means differences between the weather and climate and hot and temperature. Here coming to weather and climate, weather is day to day changing activity, means hour to hour, day to day it will change very frequently. But coming to the temperature, it will not change. Okay, climate will not change. Climate will change over a period of 25 years, 30 years, like that, means it's a long period. Okay, so coming to the hot and temperature, hot is a form of energy, but coming to temperature, temperature indicates a coolness or hotness of a substance, right? So in this way, and about astronauts also we discussed. Okay, why astronauts used to wear special suits? If they did not wear that special suits, what will happen, right? So that all the things we discussed and we know already. Okay, we learned in the previous module. So now we are discussing about the wind. Our present topic is wind. So what is wind, children? Yes, moving air is called as wind. Normally air flows from high pressure area to low pressure areas, right? That air is called as wind. Here winds are sometimes strong, sometimes gently also. Okay, a gentle wind is called as breeze, right? And here normally in the previous module only I showed you one wind vane picture, right? So the wind vane is used to study the direction of the wind. Okay, so and based on the direction only wind will be named. For example, if wind is blowing from the west side, so that wind is called as westerlies. Wind is blowing from the east side, that is called as easterlies, right? So by the direction only wind will be named. Okay, coming to the wind speed. Wind speed also, to measure the wind speed also we have one instrument. That instrument name is anemometer. With the help of the anemometer we can measure the speed of the wind. Here remember children, wind vane is to study the direction of the wind, and coming to the anemometer, anemometer is to measure wind speed, right? So here some strong winds causes disasters. Okay, that will cause trees to fall, right? Thatched roofs to collapse. Okay, so means that causes that kinds of things also, means that winds are that much strong. Okay, so based on that speed, based on that strongness, that all the damages will be occurred. Okay, so coming to the wind, we have 3 types of winds. Based on the pressure belts we have 3 types of winds, right? So in that, the first one is permanent winds, and the second one is seasonal winds, third one is local winds. Okay, so the first one, permanent winds. Okay, here the permanent winds are also called as planetary winds and also called as prevailing winds. Okay, by the name itself these are the permanent winds. Okay, it will blow from same direction entire the year throughout the world also. Okay, so based on that reason these winds are called as permanent winds. Okay, so here in the permanent winds also we have again 3 types. Okay, those are trade winds, westerlies and polar winds. Okay, so in that the first one, trade winds. Okay, so in the trade winds actually based on the pressure belts, this all 3 types also permanent winds only, but different zones. Okay, so normally trade winds blows in the equatorial tropical zone, right? So these winds are from high pressure belts to equatorial low pressure belts. Those winds are called as trade winds. Okay, and sometimes these are from northern hemisphere and sometimes in the southern hemisphere also. In the both the sides, different types of winds we have, and those are trade winds. Okay, and next coming to the westerlies. Westerlies also one type of the permanent wind. Okay, and next coming to the polar winds in the poles areas, right? High pressure polar belts to low pressure belts, low pressure polar belts, right? So that pressure belts are called as polar belts. Okay, this is about the permanent winds. Children, next coming to the second winds, second category of winds, seasonal winds. Those are okay. The seasonal winds are also called as periodic winds. Periodic winds or seasonal winds, both are same. Okay, these seasonal winds will blow at a certain time or period of a year. Okay, it will blow every year a particular day or time. Okay, without fail. Those winds are called as periodic winds, right? So in that way here, actually this will not blow entire the year. Okay, just like planetary winds, it will have certain period or time in a particular area. So these are called as the seasonal winds or periodic winds. Okay, so in this actually based on the earth's surface, actually here this periodic or seasonal winds causes the temperature. Okay, means unequalness of the temperature, high or low temperature of the earth's surface, right? And at the same time it varies, this means variations in between the temperature and air pressure also. Okay, so in this we have two examples. Okay, so in those are for the seasonal or periodic winds, we have two examples. Those are monsoon winds or land and sea breeze. Those are the best examples for the seasonal winds. Children, coming to the third one, local winds. Okay, these local winds are unique to a certain well-defined area. Okay, and it will affect only that particular area's weather conditions. So those are called as local winds, and these local winds are having different names in different areas, in different parts of the world. Okay, for example, we are having four places, right? In that first one, the Lu. The Lu is a hot, dusty and dry winds that blows in the northern plains of India during the summer months. Okay, in summers these kind of local winds we can see in the northern plains area. Okay, and next coming to the second one, the Harmattan. Harmattan are the doctor. Okay, these are also dusty and dry winds which blows in the northwestern Africa, right? And next coming to the third one, Fohn. Fohn is a general form of any warm wind. Okay, general term of any warm wind, strong and dry local winds. These winds normally blows in the mountain slopes. Okay, for example we can say European Alps, right? And next coming to the fourth one, the Chinook. Chinook is a Fohn type of wind. For this we can give example of Rocky Mountains in the North America, right? So these are the four best example for the local winds. Okay, so children, here these are the three types of winds, and these three main types also in this one is having different categories again, right? So let me show you some slides about these different subtypes and main categories also. Okay, children, see the slide. This is wind vane, already you know about this. This wind vane is used to study the direction of the wind, right? And next coming to anemometer. This is anemometer actually, and this is used to measure the speed of the wind. Okay, and next coming to pressure belts. Actually we have four major pressure belts, major and permanent pressure belts of the world. Those are, the first one, equatorial low pressure belt, or the ITCZ, that is 0 degree to 5 degree north and 0 degree to 5 degree south, right? And the second one is the subtropical high pressure belt, that is the 30 degree north to 35 degree north and 30 degree south to 35 degree south. And next, coming to the third one, the subpolar low pressure belt, that is 60 degree north to 65 degree north and 60 degree south to 65 degree south. The fourth one, the polar high pressure belt, 85 degree north to 90 degree north and 85 degree south to 90 degree south. This is about the pressure belts, right? And next, coming to the permanent vents. Already I explained you, in the permanent vents we have three categories, right? So those are trade vents, westerlies and polar vents. Their permanent vents are also known as prevailing winds or planetary winds, right? So next, coming to here, trade winds. Children, in this you can see the pressure belts, right? Subtropical high pressure belts to the equatorial low pressure belts. The winds are blowing subtropical high pressure belts to equatorial low pressure belts. Okay, these are called as trade winds. And next, coming to westerlies, right? So in this westerlies, we can find, by seeing the picture itself, we can identify high pressure belts to the subpolar low pressure belts. The winds are blowing high pressure belts to the subpolar low pressure belts. These are called the westerlies. And next, coming to the third one, the polar winds. The polar easterlies are permanent winds that blow from the polar high pressure belt to the subpolar low pressure belt. These are called as polar winds. And next, seasonal winds or periodic winds. Here we can see summer, winter, means based on the period, based on the season, they will blow, right? From high pressure areas to low pressure areas. Okay. In this, we can see we have the best examples of the seasonal winds are monsoon winds and local and sea breezes, right? So next, coming to local winds. Here we have, for local winds, four types: the Lu, the Harmattan, the Foyen, the Chinook, right? So these are the local winds, and this will blow a particular area in a particular period, and this will affect only the weather conditions of that particular area only. Okay, so based on that, these are called as local winds. Okay, children. So children, I hope you understand the topic, right? So once again, I will give you a recap. Okay, here the topic is wind. A moving air is called as wind, right? In that wind, we have three categories of winds: permanent winds and seasonal winds, and the third one is local winds, right? So the first one, permanent winds. Permanent winds are the winds which blow entire the year the same direction. Okay, those are called as permanent winds. Here, permanent winds also called as planetary winds and prevailing winds also. Okay, in these permanent winds, we have again three categories: trade winds, westerlies and polar winds. Okay, and next, coming to the seasonal winds. Seasonal winds are also called as periodic winds. Based on the season in a particular area, these winds will blow, but not like planetary winds. Okay, so these are called as the seasonal winds. And for these seasonal winds, monsoons and land breeze and sea breeze are the best examples. Okay, and next, coming to the local winds. Local winds are the winds which are affected a particular area in a particular period. Okay, so means here these local winds will affect the weather conditions of that particular area only. Okay, this will not affect the entire area, only that but small areas it will be considered. Okay, so that kinds of winds are called as local winds. In that local winds means here the local winds are having different names in the different parts of the world. Okay, for that we have 4 examples. The Lu, and the second one is the Harmattan, and the third one is the Foyin, and the fourth one is the Chinook. Right? These are the 4 local winds we have. Okay, so children, this is about the wind, and based on the pressure belts we have the different kinds of winds. Okay, I hope you understand the topic. We'll meet you in the next module.